DJ Eagle Beats.
Everybody chill, would it be like? Boom for boom till I'm feeling fine. Every day is hard trying to be nice. Turn into a vampire at night. Shine right up all night like the street lights. Some say I'm just living my life. In the ceiling, me squeeze, I don't need ice. Grandma fried chicken, red beans and rice. Feel so fine. Chillin' with the homies, gotta get mine. Talking like you know me, better stay in line. Red bean team gon' ride. Online, it's new time, that's the side show. Foothill all night, cars, no smoke. Dip, dip, don't trip, red lights. Big weed, big drink all night. Say you wanna lay me down free white. Kick my feet up, baby, take it easy. Over and over again like a replay. Cannabis kicking in, throwing blue faces. Vegas 616, that's what they say. College girls, 2 T-stack. Win, fresh shit, chillin' bottle like. So fake, iPhone need an update. Say you wanna lay me down free white. Kick my feet up, baby, take it easy. Over and over again like a replay. Cannabis kicking in, throwing blue faces. Vegas 616, that's what they say. College girls, 2 T-stack. Win, fresh shit, chillin' bottle like. So fake, iPhone need an update. Blue skies, blue wine, hot sunshine. Mexican red bone, nation black or white. Take a picture, keep my chick, lace nice. Spend it black, just relax, so you pay the price. Take it easy, house party, we gon' get it right. Music loud, solid bar, no fist fight. Beamer, Benz, Bentley, blink, shine bright. East Bay, dragging freeway, bike ride. I feel just fine. Blue cheese, green apple, blue Moscato wine. Get dough on the road, chicks by my side. Strip pole, make it rain, chick by my side. 6 drinks, 3 each, call a Uber ride. Strawberry shortcake, legs, hips and thighs. You deserve it, get a slice of the pie. Real love, Mary J, Steph Curry like. Say you wanna lay me down free white. Kick my feet up, baby, take it easy. Over and over again like a replay. Cannabis kicking in, throwing blue faces. Vegas 616, that's what they say. College girls, 2 T-stack. Win, fresh shit, chillin' bottle like. So fake, iPhone need an update. Say you wanna lay me down free white. Kick my feet up, baby, take it easy. Over and over again like a replay. Cannabis kicking in, throwing blue faces. Vegas 616, that's what they say. College girls, 2 T-stack. Win, fresh shit, chillin' bottle like. So fake, iPhone need an update.
Hospital now, and you know, I can make a whole lot of shit crumble, bruh.
Kim that nigga over the bitch.
Word on the street is this nigga PJ riding around telling motherfuckers I done killed Courtney. My nigga. You feel what I'm saying? Okay. I need you to take care of PJ.
I don't know, be playing, man. Tell him, you know, we trying to make something happen, though, so nigga ain't got too much time to be waiting on him.
I'm gonna get the white bitch on it.
What white bitch?
White bitch I took from Joe.
See, that's the shit I be talking about, man. It's always something bigger with your plan.
You know that shit? But the bitch don't know me. Really have to tell you though, right? That nigga PJ ain't cool, bro.
Why, what do you think?
That nigga out here selling that fake shit, that stepped on shit, and he saying he getting it from us. Lights out. Paying the fucking price, bitch.
www.m4mmunited.org, or you can call us at 877-900-0832.
The greatest scam I ever ran was convincing myself that I didn't need my mama to grow up. I had to take care of my family, my grandma, my brothers, and my sister. I was just a kid trying to raise kids. And when it came to finessing, I was a genius.
You don't usually sell this many gift cards.
We're youth pastors with the Neon Genesis Evangelical First Episcopal Baptist Irish Catholic Church of Douglas T. McKenzie. And so, just gonna do some gift card purchases to give out in the raffle.
You can slide whenever.
My mama's side is Filipino, and my daddy's side is black. Not everyone accepted us. I didn't know I was supposed to behave a certain way because of how I looked. The truth is, I grew up and became my mama because she was a survivor, and we were survivors.
God is good. God is great. Let us thank you for our food. Amen.
I'm sorry.
That's why we don't let you say
you want to say grace? I can say grace. You want to say grace?
I'm a stoop kid. I've seen everything on it. If you never moving, they gonna catch your ass.
Welcome to Sweet Fingers, where the flavors of Jamaica come alive. Our talented chefs blend authentic Jamaican ingredients with a touch of love and passion. From tender oxtail stew to flavorful coconut shrimp to our snapper fish, we serve up the best of Jamaican cuisine. Whether you're looking for a taste of Jamaica or an unforgettable dining experience, Sweet Fingers is the place to be. Feel the rhythm, taste the spice, and immerse yourself in the vibrant Jamaican nightlife at our restaurant, where every night becomes a celebration of island flavors and unforgettable experiences. Come and experience the soulful flavors of Jamaica today. Nobody does it like Sweet Fingers, baby.
Looking back on what it was, knowing I would rise above, of having the feeling of tumbling buildings crashing on me. I feel free to do my own thing, to battle in the ring against my worst enemy within me. Head high to the rising sun, knowing who I can become. Never complacent, never adjacent, always number one. I have begun. I've been around the dark and back. I think I ought to know a thing or two. And I know the strength in me you can achieve inside of you. I'm unstoppable. No one can break me. I'm unstoppable. Nothing can take me. Oh no. I'm unstoppable. I'm gonna make it unstoppable in the face of no one.
Monday to everybody that's tuning in.
Hello.
Thank you for joining the Unstoppable Stewarts, where we push no nonsense, no buffoonery. I am one half of the Stewarts. My name is Lavelle Stewart, and I'm sitting next to my beautiful wife, Miss
Stacy Stewart.
Yes. And thank
Stacy
y'all.
with the mole.
Yeah, absolutely. That's her stage name, y'all. That's
Stacy
the
with the
stage
mole.
name.
That's my handle. Okay.
Yes. So, tuning in today on this beautiful Monday in Oakland, California. Today is February 4th, 2024.
February 4th.
Oh, excuse me, March 4th,
He taking us
2024.
back a month.
My bad. We getting ready for that daylight savings time in a couple of weeks. Thank God, because we tired of this.
We be up like this, y'all. I swear to God, we be like this, trying to stay up.
Literally.
The sun go down.
Like, it makes no sense. So
Oh my God.
finally get a little stability back with that daylight savings time. Hopefully they put that back on the ballot so that we could officially vote it in and ain't got to deal with that no more.
Because actually, you know what?
Yeah.
I used to say, this is what I used to say when I was single. I was like, I don't need longer nights. I'm a single woman. Right? I'm a married woman now. I've been married for almost a year now, and I still don't need longer nights.
Right, right.
It don't work.
No, but I mean, just the whole atmosphere changes when the sun is out a little bit longer. You know what I mean?
I activate with the sun. Like, as soon as the sun breaks, I wake up. I'm one of those.
Well, the sun is energy, as we know, and the community is vibrant when the sun is out. It's a lot of stuff going on, a lot of things to do, a lot of people to see. And so, we encourage that sun to come back, and we encourage the voters to get out there if they decide to put this on the ballot again and vote this in, because Lord knows we definitely didn't need it. I always thought when I was a kid that it was something that was, kind of, embedded within time. But then when I got older and realized that why it was implemented in the first place, and then to have the ability to remove it, I'm like, man, hurry up and get rid of daylight savings time.
Yeah.
For real.
I'm all for it.
Yeah.
Seriously.
So, I mean, and speaking of that voting climate, later on today, we're going to have a special guest that's running for a particular office within the community.
What's his name?
John Lewis. We're not going to say too much about what he does until he actually gets here and let him tell you guys. But what we are doing here, as we say, no nonsense, no buffoonery, is putting awareness to where awareness needs to be, and that's in the community. Folks is voting now. They want to be informed and truly fed up with what's going on with the infrastructure, the crime, and just a whole bunch of stuff that's in the neighborhood that really hits home, and that's what we want to talk about on our show.
Yeah, well, it hits home for us because I've been doing not Airbnb. I started out with Airbnb, but I was only with them for about a year. But I have a rental in West Oakland, and due to crime, I have not rented my Verbo in 5 months.
Right.
Literally. And I am in the middle of the gold mine of people renting in that area. But because of the crime, because of Oakland making it to CNN News, national news, it has affected me. And it has affected me for 5 months.
And that's,
the last 5 months.
And that's unfortunate because it's affecting so many people's
I've
bottom
had
line.
so many cancellations.
I mean, and with your cancellations, how many places have we drove by didn't know that they were closing, only to get there and see that they are officially
this week,
closed?
Yeah, last week, or this wasn't last week.
Right.
We drove to Belly's. Belly's is on 19th in San Pablo. Restaurant. I always love supporting native Oakland people. This young lady graduated from Skyline High School. She was an Asian lady and opened up Belly's, and it was a Belly's too. It was a Belly's. They had a sweet store as well.
Right.
They're closed now due to the crime that is happening here. So, I do believe that it is agenda for sure.
Oh, absolutely.
I believe it. I swear to God, I believe it's agenda.
Absolutely.
But the reason why I'm not failing as a business because I don't owe rent. I
Right.
don't owe a mortgage to my building. My building has been there for years. We own the building now.
Right.
So that's why I'm not suffering. But if I had a rent to pay on the building, I would not be able to do that because I'm still having to pay the upkeep of the house, and I'm not bringing in any money.
And just think about it. I mean, the term Golden State, you might have just heard it with the term Golden State with the Warriors, but Golden State is the Golden State for a reason. It started, back in the 1800s with the gold rush, but from then on, this state has been, thriving with so much things that we have had over the course of the decades that we have existed as a state. And it's unfortunate that here it is in 2024 with all this technology and advancement going on, that people are running away from like one of the most beautiful places in the world, you know, to go to elsewhere. And it's just like, it's a remigration all over again.
All over again, yep.
And it's truly unfortunate, and it's sad to see. And I tell people all the time, just the snapshot that I got from leaving in 1994 and coming back in 2022 and seeing the disparity in what our communities have come to and all the stuff that's going on. And it's like, wow, it's a lot, you know what I mean? And it's just, it's unfortunate to see from the higher points of government how they are nonchalantly not paying attention to the cries of what the community is asking for, and that's truly unfortunate. So,
but I mean, in the cries of the public is just public safety. Like that's like dang near a birthright.
Exactly.
Public safety. I should be safe walking down the street. I should be safe in my car.
Right.
I should be safe going to the grocery store. I should be safe going to work or at work. I should be safe at school.
Yes.
So yeah, that whole conversation is a conversation that we need to have. And this is the thing, it is not just a local conversation. This is going on nationwide in our inner cities.
Yes.
This is nothing that's just going on in Oakland. We are dealing with this in New York. We're dealing with this in Chicago.
Yes.
We're dealing with this all across the United States of America. And so there needs to be a conversation of, okay, how do we combat this? No, we're not anti, we're pro-peace, we're pro-love.
Right.
How do we restore that back into our community? So,
and that's the thing, like in Northern California with the protesters that you speak of, Oakland, Berkeley, San Francisco has always been known for being the mecca of where the spark happens, where the protest ignites, and where the people come together and for a common cause to demand change.
Yeah.
And so in this space that we're in right now, and with everything that's going on and the fight for change and people not really engaging in what's going on other than to come together when there is friction amongst the governments in terms of a black man being killed or something of that nature, then there's all of a sudden a camaraderie of people who want to come together, when I've always said, let's beat the problem before the problem.
Yeah.
And get out here and really engage and getting people active and wanting to vote and have their voices heard.
Yeah. I totally agree, man.
Yeah, so it's just truly unfortunate. But today we're gonna take time out and take our break a little bit early and pay some bills and come right on back. And when we do, we have a special guest for you, ladies and gentlemen, so stay tuned. Y'all know what it is. God bless y'all, and we'll see you in a second.
Are you ready to honor the legacy of my brother and hip-hop legend Shock G and make a difference in the community? Show your support for the East Oakland Collective, EOC, by purchasing the new Shock G Humpty t-shirt designed by Shamari Smith. It's available at beatsforhope.com. My brother Shock G was a multi-platinum hip-hop pioneer and producer who was deeply committed to helping the community, culture, and music of his time. His vision for helping humanity was honorable and has inspired people to come together and see to those that need important attention and love. By purchasing the new Shock G Humpty t-shirt, you are supporting the EOC, which helps provide essential services in East Oakland. Together we can make a difference as we honor Shock G's legacy and support our friends at the EOC. Get your Shock G Humpty t-shirt today.
What's going on, y'all? It's Chewy Gomez out here with the Lava Made folks. These folks are doing a great job and a great service to the community. For those folks out there that are homeless, and not even the homeless. I mean, there's a lot of folks that are using this that aren't homeless, right?
It's true, yeah. There's a lot of low-income folks or folks that are housed in places where maybe the showers don't work, or they're unsavory, or maybe they're not private or not always hot. So we do serve primarily houseless folks on the street.
Now, folks taking a shower, they don't want to get back in their dirty clothes. Is there an option for them to get some clothes at all here at all? No.
We do have clothing donations. You know, it's all donation based, so the stock fluctuates. But we do have a lot of volunteers or even community members that bring clothes out. So we typically do stock underwear and socks always. If you got goods.
Oh, nice. So if you guys got some socks, you guys care to donate, you got some extra shirts. You know, we all outgrow our shirts. I'm into a 3X now, so I got to donate my 2Xs. But yo, get down there and connect with lavamay.org and make your donations.
Director.
All right, John, you be in the middle.
I'm Daryl Allums. I'm Executive Director of Animal Village Stop Killing Our Kids movement. I'm also the founder of the Oakland Frontline Healers. Oakland Frontline Healers are an Oakland, California service in the African American community that's impacted by the COVID-19 crisis right now. We are on the front line every day, passing out masks, hand sanitizer, giving them groceries, taking our loved ones, getting tested, out here serving our community while the pandemic is going on. Oakland Frontline Healers is also supporting our loved ones have dealt with community gun violence, police violence, domestic violence, and any violence that's tapped onto that. We're here to support our community how we possibly can.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, we are back on the air. Thank you for tuning back in with us. And we now have our special guest right here. This is Mr. John Lewis.
Yes.
Thank you.
Yes, we're glad that you could make it today. And we would like for you to just kind of let us know exactly what you're running for and doing in our community.
Once again, my name is John Lewis. Transplant from LA. Been here about 20, 25 years, working in construction management. Doing a lot of construction with the schools, and that's how I kind of seen what was going on with the schools and some of the kids. It seemed like they were just out, not in the avenue where they should be, right?
Okay.
Some of the other races, Hispanic, Asian, you know, you see those kids that got their books and they're going straight to class.
Right.
Our people,
Mm-hmm.
wandering, talking loud.
Wow.
You know, and more likely they're not on the honor roll. Some are. I'm not going to generalize, but that's how it got on my heart to do this. But
Right.
in any case, I'm running for Alameda County Board of Education, Area 2. Area 2 straddles West Oakland,
Yes.
all of Alameda,
Okay.
East Oakland, and a portion of San Leandro.
Okay.
Yeah.
And today, people were actually going out to vote for you to have this seat, right?
Yes, sir. Matter of fact, the extended time frame now that we have, like 4 or 5 days. I think they started on Saturday.
Okay.
And they go all the way up to Tuesday.
Yes.
So they'll be voting tomorrow also.
Okay, well, thank you for that, because those of you who are watching who have the ability to vote, we encourage you to get out there and make your voice heard. And this person right here, Mr. John Lewis, is somebody that is near and dear to us based in the fact that we are in the same climate in terms of education. So that is near and dear to us and what we do at Guide Ride, the organization that me and my wife partner with, and our CEO, co-CEO of our company. And this is what we do. So what you're doing in the school district is spot on to what we want to see happen, and we hope and pray that people really go out and voice their concerns about the school
Can you
district.
elaborate?
Yeah, basically my platform, what I picked was 3 simple things. There's so many things to work on.
Right.
I think you'd be overwhelmed if you tried to work on all of them. So I just picked 3, and basically the first, and of course I have 2 different audiences, right?
Okay.
An audience that I have in West Oakland and East Oakland
Right.
is a little different than Alameda and San Leandro. Not saying that there aren't 2-parent homes
Yes.
in East Oakland and West Oakland. It's just the idea is that it seemed like there's some other issues with the kids not reading at grade level.
Gotcha. Yes. Gotcha.
And maybe some other issues going on in the community and with their home life. Like I said, I don't want to generalize. I don't want to offend anybody.
Right.
But I would think that there is a different lifestyle in Alameda.
Okay.
There's a different lifestyle in San Leandro versus East Oakland and West Oakland.
Well, John, my husband and I, we worked in Richmond Public School District, which is why we created our organization, because we were able to see, we worked with kids who were truant. So their parents weren't getting them to school.
Okay.
So 5% of the kids that we were working with didn't come to school because they were bullied.
Okay.
And the rest was parents raising kids that were traumatized, and putting that trauma was on them. Like, we could do house calls, and one time I did a house call, and the mother, I asked why he hadn't been at school, and she said because he had to do his laundry. And we're talking about a 5th grader.
And the statistics were so alarming that some kids have missed up to like 42 to 50 days.
Max we've seen is
school.
90
And
days.
it's like, are you kidding me? Like, how is a child supposed to learn when you're not bringing them to school? So that was really a challenge to get out here and really talk to these parents and say, why isn't your child actually in school? Because for somebody like yourself that is running for a seat like this, and you ran across a school whose numbers were, say, struggling in attendance, how then would you go in and try to rectify that situation between the principal and everybody involved?
Well, I mean, I think you guys are right there where it needs to be. It's almost like, you know, the three things I didn't finish talking about what the three things on my platform.
Sorry about that.
Was what my first 3 things was what kids reading at grade level,
Right.
student and teacher safety,
Yeah.
and lastly balancing the budgets. But if I was to put a 4th, I would say some type of parent training.
Yes.
Right.
Yes.
Some type of parent training for interaction.
Yep.
Right.
Right.
To kind of see when the kid needs some guidance or help, and
Yes.
then know where to, like what you're doing.
Yeah.
Where to help them, where to take them to, right?
Yes.
And sometimes the parents might be overwhelmed,
Yes.
might not know where to go, and you guys are right there to take
Or
them
just
through
lack knowledge, like my wife has said before, with little girls coming to school with pajama pants and house shoes and bonnets on their head.
Right.
But then when we go to try to chastise them, we look and see that their mother is bringing them to school with this same
And-
exact outfit on.
And the fact that the districts have not upgraded the dress codes
Correct.
in years. That's a
Right.
problem.
Yeah.
That's a problem, because when we go to correct the kids, we can't really stand on anything because the dress code hasn't been
Right.
updated. So
Right.
that's a problem.
Right.
Like you said with the, go ahead.
No,
We talk.
I hear what you're saying, and I'm just so grateful that you're talking about that. Sometimes I feel like, you know, which in fact I might feel privileged, right? Because my father and my mother are raised in a 2-parent home,
Right.
and my father, he worked a city job, right?
Okay.
And he decided to send us to Catholic school.
Right.
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 Of course, at a time where it was at any expense, right? At any sacrifice, he decided to do that. Nowadays, you can't ask people to do that.
Right.
Economy is so terrible.
Yeah.
But it's still, I think education was a priority for
Yes,
them.
yes.
Right? It was a priority for them, and I think we just have to get back to education being a priority.
I think
Absolutely.
So.
And
Because
maybe the parents feel is that, well, you know, nothing's going to change anyway, you know, but we shouldn't think like that.
So
Absolutely.
what I realized by working with the kids, we were working with kids K through 6, and I had kids that were on my caseload. Of course, we're truant. So if you had truant problems, you had academic problems. If you had academic problems, there were behavioral problems,
Right.
right? And so these kids were 6th grade reading on a kindergarten level, and they were still being advanced to 7th grade. So what do you feel about that Bill Clinton's No Child Left Behind? Because I think that it's messing us up at the end of the day.
I truly, and that, like I said, my first and foremost thing is the kids got to read at grade level.
Yes.
They got to read at grade level.
Yes.
Because if
And,
not,
yeah, and it's not about giving a consolation prize to somebody just to pass them on, right?
Right.
Because then the next, and of course, it's gonna be hard. It's gonna hurt their feelings. But you gotta say, look, if you don't come to school and if you don't read, you're not passing.
Right. You're not
You know, but at the same time, we're not gonna let you go either.
Yeah.
Right. You're not gonna be able to just drop out.
Right.
Right.
And so it's kind of like of all the things we're trying to hold on to, adding a whole nother level of commitment
Yes.
from the school district for the kid and the parent and the household, and you know, and of course the city. You know, next thing you know, the police are involved and all
Yes.
these other things, right? But I truly feel is that no, we have to stop it. We have to stop this not reading at grade level. Because if they're not reading at grade level, they're
Understood.
not writing at grade level.
So- Right.
And they're
Exactly.
not doing their math at grade level,
Yeah.
right?
Exactly.
You know, so it just becomes be a snowball
Yes.
effect.
It is.
Every year,
Comprehension, everything.
Yeah, because in a way, you know, reading it, you start your ABCs and all these others,
Yeah.
you start learning the words and everything. But it's a whole nother level when you have to read an essay and then understand
Damn.
what it said.
Exactly.
When the instructor says, "Hey, I want you to write about what you just read."
Right.
You know?
This is why the parent support program was so important to us at Guy Ride, is because some of the parents don't know how to read.
Yeah.
Right.
So you have illiteracy at home.
Yeah.
And so, you know, we talked to someone who had a survey on men being on their intake in prison.
Right.
And they said 50% of the men are dyslexic.
Okay.
And so that means what? That people are dyslexic in elementary, they are passed to junior high,
Right.
they're then passed to high school, and then now graduated out into society. What
Right.
do we have? People out there bipping because they can't spell application, let alone fill out one,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
So this is why it's important to us to not only support the child, but we need to start supporting parents right now.
Yes.
And having them empowered to do the things necessary to help support their children and be successful.
Yeah. I was at a forum and I said, you know, I made a remark saying that, hey, my mother taught me how to read.
Yeah.
And I think that the kids can read. I think they can learn. And then the teacher who was on the panel, she turned to me and said, you know, I heard what you said, John, that your mother taught you how to read, but these kids have other issues. And I said,
Yes.
and I told her, I said, I'm not denying that.
Right.
It's just the idea, though, is that I'm not giving them. That's not an alternative.
Yes,
Not
exactly.
to learn how to read.
Right.
Not an excuse.
Not anymore.
No.
We cannot do it anymore.
No.
It has to be a win. You know, that we have to basically strike up and say we got to do this and we got to have it. And that would mean, you know, my plan would be to somehow get the kindergarten through fourth grade teachers and get the best, right?
Right.
Get them going, get those kids, rolling.
So they would need stuff like tablets and things of that nature where they can start early reading.
Extra help.
Tablets as in, because, okay, so
I
like
mean, learning that have learning curriculum on them.
Right,
to
no,
where-
I hear what you're saying, but I don't think technology is the answer.
No,
right?
technology is not the answer because the kids that I worked with and on my caseload, I got them extra help within the school, and I supported the parents in getting them extra help outside the school, and my stats were pretty good.
That's
My
right.
stats were pretty good.
That's right.
Yeah, I had like 36 kids on my caseload. About 10 of those kids did better by the end of the year.
Yes.
Because of the support.
So we build schools and we modernize schools, but the idea though is that that's not gonna change a student who's struggling.
No.
The commitment is still there. So you say, for instance, nowadays they have whiteboards, right?
Yes.
20 years ago, 30 years ago, they had blackboards with chalk.
Right.
Yep.
What is the difference between a whiteboard and a blackboard if the kid can't do the problem?
Right.
Right. The key is reading and doing the math problem.
Yes.
Right.
Yes.
And so if I had a pencil and a pen, if I had crayons, if I had paint, teach the kid the subject.
Yes.
Right. Regardless. So technology, I think, is good, but it's not the panacea. Right.
But let me ask you this question, Mr. Lewis, because me and my wife both experienced this when we were working in the school system. A child is not eating properly.
Yep.
A child is not properly clothed. So all of these disparities are already falling upon him in terms of wanting to learn because he's worried about eating, or his pride and his ego is in his way because he's wearing the same clothes and they haven't been washed. We've ran across little kids like this who don't have these resources. So is there something that you have on your agenda, if elected, into the seat that you're going into, to propose to assist kids that are coming to school who are hungry, who don't have clothes, and that right there could cause them not to want to learn because they're too worried about basic necessities that they should have in order to be able to come to school and get a proper education?
Yeah, I mean, like I said, the three topics that I said was going to be my focus, but you have these side issues. You know, I would think a basic thing would be to say, you know what, let's go old school and just go get uniforms.
Yeah.
And some of the kids don't have to worry about what you're putting on. You know what you're putting on. Right.
That's
And if anything, have people to sponsor and say, look, we'll give you 5 shirts, and 3 pants, a couple
there
sweaters,
you go.
And
there you
done.
go.
Yes.
Right?
I like that.
And
all for
these
that.
are the color shoes you got to
Yes.
wear.
Right.
Period. You ain't got to worry about somebody bullying you because you don't have the Jordans like
That's
everybody else.
right.
No, nobody's wearing Jordans.
That's right.
Or they might. It's just the idea, though, is that
will
let's
cut
take
out on the
the
bullying.
confusion.
Yes.
Let's take out the confusion.
Exactly.
I get it.
I'm
It
with
It
you.
allows everybody to be on an
110%.
equal playing field.
Yes.
To where
Simplified
now.
that?
Yes. That makes
They
a lot of
have to
sense.
do that. These
All the
kids-
way up to high school.
All the way up to
All
high school. That's what they do in
put
Africa.
Put ties on the young guys.
Now,
and
each school
and
is
the
able
girls
to
look
choose their own
feminine,
different
you know?
color.
Yeah.
Each school would be just privileged to choose their own different
When I
color and
went
what
to
they would want to
Africa,
wear.
I love seeing those teenage
Yes.
kids.
There you go.
And they had on their skirts, and the boys had on their jackets.
Okay.
It
Right.
just looked so
Yeah.
uniform, and to me it says I'm going to get educated.
Right.
I would even say there should be break out of these hairdos. Say,
Yeah.
look, this is what you got to have.
A ponytail.
Dress code.
Standard.
A dress code.
A dress code.
Yes.
A dress
and
code.
if you deviate, all
Yeah,
these
you have to go
social
home.
things,
Yeah.
norms.
Yeah.
Look, let's get back to the basics.
That's right.
You go to school.
Yeah.
To
Right. There
To
you
learn.
go.
You don't
Not
go to
for a
school.
fashion
There you go.
show.
Fashion show.
The little girls have acrylic nails in elementary school. I saw this myself.
Well, how do you feel about the music being going, and what would you do to try to get it back?
I think a lot of those things are all just budget.
Okay.
And so basically, like anything, you might have to shuffle some things around.
Okay.
I would definitely feel that a superintendent, and she might say, or he might say, John, what are you talking about? You're not in education. You haven't gotten a PhD and all those other things.
Right.
But I don't think anybody, like I was at a school board meeting in Alameda, and then one of the teachers came up and she basically gave her presentation, and she said, I couldn't hardly pay for gas this morning.
Right.
Or I couldn't. She said she struggled with a bill. Right.
Okay.
She said she wants to stay in Alameda, but Alameda is pricing her out. And so she sounded like she was a great teacher. But it's just the idea is that maybe we can shuffle some pennies here and there to possibly incentivize the teachers to stay with the district and not leave because of these issues. Now, economics is totally outside of the school,
right?
But at the same time, the school should be also addressing some of the things that are going on in the area, right?
We agree.
Like you're saying, trauma and some of these other issues that are going on in East Oakland or West Oakland versus Alameda.
Yes.
Like the lady was a Caucasian teacher, and she says she has a family, but she's thinking about leaving because she's being priced out.
Right.
Now, I would think that the district in Alameda or the Alameda County should possibly try to incentivize and maybe put some cash into a bucket and say, look, we want to basically pay raise. We want to give some teachers a pay raise.
Yes.
And figure out a way to do it.
Okay.
Right? And everybody's getting a pay raise. Might as well try to do that for them. Now, I'm not even haven't won my seat yet, but at the same time, I would definitely be going in there to say, look, we got to at least think about raising their pay.
Yes. My wife spoke about something, and she deals with it every Tuesday night at a sister circle about emotional pain and trauma. And we've seen it as low as kindergarten leading up to the 6th grade. But unfortunately, a lot of these kids that are suffering from this look like us, black, and they don't have black psychiatrists to go talk to. Is there anywhere in your agenda where you feel that you could possibly address that issue? Because a lot of kids feel standoffish.
When you say trauma, like say for instance, if they were abused sexually or
everything from
we worked with kids who have seen murder.
Yes.
And been a part of a murder, and that along those lines. Trauma, because especially in our inner city, we have a lot of violence that's going on, and so these kids are coming to school basically expected to sit and learn like regular kids, and they're not. They need help throughout the day, and then not only that, they need help outside of the school. But we don't see enough therapists that look like us
for them to want to open up and actually talk.
Yeah.
I would think that it would be on a case-by-case basis, right? But at the same time, I don't think a kid who's going through something like that should be, in a 4,000 student or 4,000 student school, right? I think that would be too big.
Right.
So maybe, you know, and which in fact, someone asked me, John, are you for charter schools? I'm for anything that's going to teach these kids to learn.
Yes.
So
I'm for both. I'm not. I don't want to take money from the traditional school,
Right.
Because it's going to drain them. Yeah, I don't want to do that. But at the same time, how can you even tell a parent to sacrifice those 5 or 6 years of a student's education to say I'm going to hold on to this idea and for traditional schools, Castlemont and Fremont to continue to go forward? No, forget that. Look, my kid needs an education from 6th grade to 12th grade are very, very important years.
Yes,
you know,
absolutely.
And you cannot expect a parent not to put the kid first.
Exactly.
So I'm for putting the kid first. I'm for because if the kid succeeds,
Yes.
the family succeeds.
Right. The community succeeds.
One more kid is not going to prison.
That's
Absolutely.
One more kid is going to possibly be successful.
Exactly.
Absolutely.
My husband and I both are product from Oakland Public Schools.
Okay.
I graduated from Oakland High. He went to Tech, but he graduated from Berkeley High.
Okay.
But my daughter went to charter school. She's a graduate from Oakland School for the Arts.
Okay.
And there was all this talk, what you said, people taking away. But I had to do what was best for my daughter.
Right.
And her problem, her IEP was focused.
Okay.
And so I had to keep her in small class sizes so that she could, like, if I sent her to Tech, a big school like that, she would have been all over the place, right? There was also talk of, kids that go to charter school don't go to college. My daughter graduated last year from Mizzou.
There you go.
As a broadcast journalist.
And
So
give her some on
I
that.
know
That's what I'm talking about.
supporting the kids and making that choice. Did I want her to graduate from Skyline? Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. I went to Skyline, but Skyline was not what it was today when I was there.
Right.
So I had to make the conscious choice to let her be talented like her mom and go to, a charter school.
And I had a disagreement, not an argument, but a disagreement with a lady that I know, and I would say a few years ago she was like, no, you can't do that, just adamant about it.
Yeah.
But that was when her granddaughter was 8, 9.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
Now her daughter is 13, 14, 15.
Yeah.
And she's like, you know what? I changed my mind.
Yeah,
Right.
see, they're different too.
my
Difference of opinion.
You know, my kid is having a hard time in this big school.
Yeah.
And I don't like some of these things.
Right.
And
Social media.
It's not changing.
And can I say this too? I think that something needs to be done about the kids coming to school with phones.
Yeah.
I think phones is an absolute issue in
Yes.
schools right now.
Yeah.
You have now AI bullying, where they can take someone's head and put it on a naked body and things of that nature.
Yeah.
I think that phone should be checked in during school.
Yeah.
And-
Lockers, put it in the locker, or I'm taking it.
Simple as
Period.
that.
Yeah. Or leave it at home altogether.
It was so many.
You know?
All of the fights at an elementary grade level was over the phones and
Okay.
cyberbullying and
Okay.
social media bullying. That's it.
Yeah.
That was the 85% of the.
I mean,
the fights.
could you imagine? It's one thing to have one bully in the classroom. It's another thing to have something coming across your phone
Over and over.
every 5,
Yes.
10 minutes.
Yes.
Right? Yeah, I would think you could classify that as some mental issues or some trauma.
Absolutely.
But at the same time, it's like, you know what? Turn it off. Turn the thing off. You know, like right now, Gavin Newsom. It was a Measure 1.
Mhm.
Gavin Newsom's coming out with this. We're supposed to vote on putting money for mental illness, right?
Right.
But at the same time, he kept our students out of school for 2 years.
Wow.
Right.
Right? What happened then, sir?
Right.
Address
Right.
that.
Right.
You kept our students out of school, I think 2021
Yes.
and 21-22.
Didn't I
Yes.
say that?
Yes.
Louisiana students went back to school in September of 2020.
Exactly.
Right.
The college students. My daughter was in college.
Yeah.
And she had to stop her education
You know?
literally.
Yeah.
Like,
So I would say, Mr. Newsom, what about that?
Yeah.
Right.
And then what about all these smoke shops coming up in our neighborhood?
Right.
Oh, wow.
Right.
On every block.
Yeah. What about city council? So I would encourage, and the city council starts at 4 p.m., 3:30, something like that. They should push it back to 7 like it was, so more parents and people in the community could come out there
Right.
and ask these questions.
Okay.
Because by the time they finish, it's like 5:30, 6 o'clock. People are just getting off work.
Right.
But I can see they don't want to be out there too late
Yeah.
because it's dangerous. But at the same time, look, you were making it dangerous for us.
And you signed up for the job.
Yes.
So we ask that you do it.
Yes.
So let me ask you this. In terms of school, is there some form of strategy that your team has put together to kind of combat these teachers being overwhelmed from these large crowds that they have to try to teach?
Large crowds they're going to be teaching.
Yes.
Right? These that are coming.
Yes.
Right? The class is going to be bigger.
Yeah.
Right.
The class is going to be bigger.
Right.
Really?
We're inviting more students.
Okay.
Yeah.
And I'm not going to say anything else more about it.
Okay.
But we got more kids coming.
Okay.
And
that's good to know.
Is that fair? That's not fair for the teacher.
No.
She's not getting any more pay. They're not getting any more resources, right? Supposedly, right? The economy is where the tax base is starting to contract,
right?
Right.
And last school year they had what a week strike. Was it a week?
Yeah. They supposedly
combating wages and different things that the teachers were asking for. So how did that smooth out? Is that still in the works of them potentially going on strike again?
I don't think they got anything they asked for, really.
Wow.
I mean, I think it was I have to get up to hone up on that.
Okay.
What they were asking for and did they get it?
Okay.
Because that was Oakland Unified.
Yes.
That wasn't Alameda.
No.
Nor San Leandro.
No.
And my area straddles all those districts.
Okay.
And a year ago, I wasn't thinking about running, to be honest with you.
Well, we're glad you
now,
are.
But now that I'm in the race, and hopefully I win.
Yes.
But if I don't win, I still feel that I'm going to participate.
And your name holds a historic, legacy to the struggle that is the nonviolent struggle that was going on in the South. So John Lewis, we hope that has resonated in you, and that thing that he always talked about getting in good trouble is actually about to happen in our city and around.
Well, I look forward to some good trouble because I already think I'm in it.
Yeah, that's right.
I've run into some people who said, "Why are you running? Who are you?"
Right.
And who's putting you up to this?
Right.
Where'd you come from?
That's right.
So it's almost like guardians or gatekeepers.
Yes.
I'm like, why are you even asking me this? You should be happy that people want to get involved.
Right.
That's not even a question.
And not look at the news and
What
say,
are we talking about
yeah,
here,
just
right?
talk about it. Because I felt like, I always felt myself always talking, just talking. People always talking.
Right.
And then one time, this one lady, she said, "John, won't you run?" I'm like, "No, I'll just help with the campaign."
That's right.
And then as I went to some meetings, I said, "I guess I could run."
Yes.
Right. She said there are so many seats out there that people are going unfilled, and a lot of unqualified, and some people making these bad decisions are getting these positions. So I encourage you. I encourage the people in the audience. If you see that you can get involved in any way,
let us know what seats is up, and I think we'll
come on.
Look, let us know what seats is available, and we'll come. Next term.
But I mean, it goes across the board. Commissions, police commissions, East Bay Regional Parks, stuff, all. The gamut. It runs the gamut. So,
and that's why we're here to get that information out, because it's a lot of people that might be sitting at home feeling the same way you're feeling, saying, well, damn, I should be running. Yeah. So now you know that there's seats open for you to actually go out there and lobby for.
Peralta College.
Wow.
Really?
Yeah, they got seats. Yeah, every few years they open up.
Okay.
And you can challenge people for their seat. You can, just like I'm challenging an incumbent. I think her name's Angela Norman.
Okay.
So I just feel as that, hey, I'm ready to get in there and
get involved.
Yeah. Nothing personal.
Right.
Listen, we're involved, but not in that way.
Right.
We want to partner with you guys and work with you guys on the outside.
Very good.
I mean, because education is near and dear to us for so many reasons. Just having myself spent 28 years of incarceration, and then to come home and see what my community has turned into as a result has, catapulted me to want to make a difference despite what my past was. I can't bring my past back, but I can definitely change the future, and it requires getting, like you said, in good trouble and really being invested in what these kids need. That's what we're doing here at the Unstoppable Network every Monday, bringing that information to people so that they can hear people like yourself get this information out, and hopefully people go down there and vote and really have their voices heard.
Right. And definitely not be discouraged because they feel like I'm too old or I don't have enough time or there's not enough time. You know, someone said something that there's still an increment of time between the time you pick up the cup and put it to your lip.
Yep.
Right?
Absolutely.
So if you think about that, that's time.
Yes.
It might be a fraction of a second.
Yeah, but it's
it's still time. So if in fact you have a dream, you had a dream, you didn't follow up on it.
Yes.
You know, you still have time to go do it. If you're a senior and you still had a dream, go and try to do it. Go encourage somebody else to run for their dream or
Absolutely.
fight for their dream.
And that's what this is about. It's encouragement. It's people, like I said, sitting out there looking at you right now and going, well, damn, I could actually do that. But didn't have the knowledge or the understanding of how to go about doing it. So now that they know that these seats are open, now that they can do further investigation and see how that they can impact our community, because that's what needs to happen. It's too many people
leaders.
sitting around and just kind of yelling with a bullhorn, but then when it's saying, okay, well, drop the bullhorn and come on and get up in here, then it's,
roll up your sleeves.
Yeah,
Let's get busy.
don't back away
it's
now.
It's like a group of people marching with you, and by the time you get to the
You standing there by yourself.
Everybody gone.
Everybody
Right.
gone.
And we don't need that no more. It's too much of that going on.
Well, you know, I the biggest thing, and I don't know where we are in the program, but I think the biggest thing is teach them how to read, and they can go and make a future for themselves.
Knowledge is power.
Yeah.
And if you're reading, then you can comprehend. And if you comprehend, now you know.
Yeah.
And once you know, you can go out there and make a difference.
Well, that's what's wrong. It's a lot of people that read, but they don't comprehend.
Yeah.
Especially on social media. You know, they don't comprehend. It's just what it is.
Unfortunately, but that's why we are here, because in spaces like this, for this hour that we do this podcast, it's about information, real information, because there's so much toxic information out there that we want real information told to our listeners so that they know what's going on in our community. And people like you, Mr. Lewis, coming on our show and voicing your opinion and letting it be known what you're trying to do in the school system is extremely important to us right now.
Yes,
in this
hit the
climate that
hotline
we're
if
in.
anybody wants to call in,
Absolutely.
510-563-7819. You may have some questions for Mr. Lewis. Please give us a call, 510-563-7819. We thank you so much for coming on this show because we usually have people and they say they're coming and they don't, you know?
Okay.
So,
and that's unfortunate because
kudos to you.
Yes, because I mean it's issues like this that need to be heard. So we're definitely glad that you came.
And thank you, because I'm sure you're busy.
I put on my best coat.
Yes,
because
yes,
I said I'm
yes.
just not gonna show up, you know, in jeans and a t-shirt.
That's
Right.
Because
that's right.
I feel that you guys took the time to invite me, and I said let me show up.
Yes, and we
Yes,
thank you
that's
for
what it's
coming
all
because I mean when I saw you coming down the street and you were you know, talking to us, handing out your flyers and letting us know what you were trying to do, it resonated when you talked about education. And because me and my wife have both worked in the system before and seen the disparity in learning between us as black people, we want to make a difference.
And we share some of the same views because I'm serious about the uniforms. Like
Yes.
that is an issue. Uniforms, parent support to me is the two big things because without a strong parent, we can empower these kids all we want to, but if we send them home to disempowered parents, what are we really doing? We're spinning our wheels.
I think some of the questions and problems that we have, they have some simple solutions, and sometimes we always reject things that our elders did, right? We always think that the modern way is the better way. That's
Right.
not never
No,
the
I
case.
think
That's
we
not always
ruined
the
these
case.
kids. I think this generation is ruined because of that.
Sometimes we can just go back to the old ways people did things.
Yes.
And teach them, sound the word out.
Yes.
Here's a dictionary.
Yep.
Yes.
You know, how do you say it? And practice, right?
Right.
So I encourage parents, like if you're cooking dinner, you know, while you're cooking dinner, you know, have Johnny or Sally, you know, to come and read aloud to you while
Yes.
you're cooking dinner.
Yeah.
You know
And
what
every day that would be your process to get them reading at a higher level.
Absolutely.
Yes. So what I would do is my daughter would play games, and this is when she was younger. She would play games and say that she didn't have homework.
Okay.
I would go, great. Okay, read this chapter.
There you
And then
go.
after you read this chapter, all the words you don't understand, write them down.
Right.
And all the words that you don't understand, then look them up and write a definition and a sentence behind it. She stopped doing
Oh,
that.
Mom, I have homework.
I got homework.
I got a whole bunch of homework.
I not play that.
Yeah,
But
I
there's
found
not a
some.
lot of Stacys out there. You know,
Right,
I was
right.
a parent because I cared, but these parents out here, they don't have time. Some of them are single parents. They're working 2 to 3 jobs. They, you know, it's various reasons. We're not just going to pinpoint one, but you understand the parents aren't like they used to be.
No, unfortunately. So, Mr. Lewis, I mean, we about to get out of here in a little while, but where can we find you in terms of social media or any other outlets that you may have that people can
I have a
find you?
website, John Lewis for California Truth.
Go ahead and spell it out for the listeners.
John Lewis, JOHNLEWIS for FOR California Truth.com. And also, too, you can email me at johnlewis4californiatruth@gmail.com.
Absolutely. So that's a good thing for those listeners. Get that information. And like I said, it was a privilege to really have you here with the information that you had. It was real informative because it was a lot of stuff that I did not know, far as seats being open and different things like that, that our listeners, I bet you, are hearing and like, oh, okay, eyebrows rose up on that one because I know they didn't know that was going on.
Yeah.
We thought everything was kind of, handled on the surface, but little did we know, and that's a lot.
Yeah, no, I encourage people to go to city council. I encourage people to go down there and see what your district person. I think District 7 is Trevor Reed.
We're District 3.
So you're
We're
Fife.
Fife.
Carol
Yes.
Fife. Give her office a call.
Okay.
Say, hey, I'd like to come down and visit one of the city council meetings. And she'll give you. Her office should be able to give you all the information on the next meeting.
And put you on the agenda, right?
Well, no, they have their own agendas.
Oh, okay.
They have the different topics.
You have to put your name in, right? You get there early.
If you want to say something?
Yeah, if you want to say something.
Yeah. So if you get there and there's a topic and you
Okay.
want to say something about it, you get there before that,
Okay.
and you put a slip in for it. But at the end of the meeting, there's open forum. You could get up and say anything you want to say.
Okay, gotcha.
Right. So if you want to say, I've been living in District 3 for 25 years. And I have issue with the trash. I have issue with Kleinmans. I have issue with the homeless.
Gotcha.
And some of those very same topics are agenda items.
Okay.
So you could easily jump in there on those agenda items,
Yeah,
right?
okay.
Yeah.
And if you wanted to see the agenda before the meeting date, it's online.
Perfect.
So you can go to City of Oakland, City Council. They should have the agenda listed.
Right.
The past agenda, the city council meetings are taped, videotaped. So you can
Okay.
go back and look at them.
Yep.
Yeah.
That's good information, y'all. So y'all hearing it first right here on the Unstoppable Network, and we want to thank everybody for tuning in today. I am Lavelle Stewart, and I'm here with my beautiful wife, Stacy Stewart, and we are here with the incompetent John Lewis. We want to thank him for tapping in for us, and we want to thank y'all for watching, and we'll see you next Monday here at the Unstoppable Network. God bless y'all.
Looking back on what it was, knowing I would rise above, of having the feeling of tumbling buildings crashing on me. I feel free to do my own thing, to battle in the ring against my worst enemy within me. Head high to the rising sun, knowing who I can become, never complacent, never adjacent, always number one. I have begun. I've been around the dark and back. I think I ought to know a thing or two. And I know the strength in me you can achieve inside of you. I'm unstoppable. No one can break me. I'm unstoppable. Nothing can take me. Oh no. I'm unstoppable. I'm gonna make it unstoppable in the face of no agreement. I take me